Oh my god. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. It is another Q&A. How many Q&As have I done? I think I've done one, but in two parts. But anyway, it's another Q&A and it's about my first year experience. I asked you on Snapchat and Instagram the other day to ask me some questions. Yeah, I want it to be like fast-paced Q&A kind of thing, but if I didn't answer your question, it might be that I just couldn't answer them all, or I did have some questions come in that I might do a whole video on about like student budgeting or applying and making notes and revising. I decided that they would be good for whole videos, and that's why I maybe haven't answered your question today. But the first question I'm going to answer, because it is like the first bit in the title of this video, is about what grade I got. I don't know, I mean, I didn't know whether I wanted to share what I got or not, but then a lot of you asked me and I was like, okay, I'm doing a Q&A, kind of have to answer that question, so yeah. And because I share a lot of my life with you guys, so you may as well know. So I didn't film myself and film the screen and film it live because firstly, it would have taken me about 2-3 hours, like unassisted without any help, to work out how you film a computer screen. And second of all, I knew my grade was coming out on the 3rd of July, which was Monday, but there were problems and it didn't come out straight away in the morning as I would have expected. I was like, 9 AM, yeah, I'll get an email, it'll tell me that my grade's out, I'll go on to Raven and it'll be that. But no, it came in about late afternoonish, 4 or 5 o'clock, and I didn't get an email, and I was like, Cambridge runs off emails, why didn't I get an email? Anyway, so I didn't get an email, and it was just because of Bionatsky Facebook group chat. We were like, oh, grades are in, so I wasn't refreshing the page because I was kind of too scared. I got my camera out when I knew that the grade had come in. I was like, yeah, I'll get it out. And then I thought about it for a minute and I was like, no, I can't do this. I really can't film myself right now. My reaction's just gonna be like, meh. And yeah, we just put the camera away. And like I said, I didn't know how to film the screen, blah, blah, blah. And also when I get grades, like for A-level and stuff, I always go to a quiet corner. I find myself alone, I just open the envelope, you know, look at what I get, and then I go tell people. I can't really open it when other people are around me. I don't know, I just can't do that. Basically, I was just at my desk, clicked some buttons to get to the grade, it was there, and I was a bit like, oh my gosh, sort of thing. I was just like running downstairs like this, and I stood in the middle of the hallway like, Mum, Dad, I got a first. I don't know, I didn't really know what to say. I was a bit speechless, to be honest. You get first, 2-1, 2-2, third, fail, sort of thing. The grades are all normalized, so this a set number of people get first, 2-1s, 2-2s. It's not like A star, B, A, B, C, like most people are used to at school. Wow. I really didn't know what to say, to be honest with you, when I saw it. Yeah, and now I'm just like sweating a bit now. I don't know if it's the heat or because I'm sharing my grade with like so many people online. This is just one question, you see what I mean? We're already like speaking too much about it. Fast paced. Anyway, I'm sure a lot of you just clicked on this video to be a bit nosy and to find out what I've got, and now you're just going to leave the video because you know what I got. So I'll just say bye to those people that are just going to click off the video now because you don't want to watch the rest of the Q&A, because you just wanted to know what I got. So yeah, what else was I going to say about the grade? Oh yeah, my thoughts about getting a first. To be honest with you, I didn't think I was going to get a first because firstly it's Cambridge and it's hard. Secondly, I took on a lot of stuff. I got involved in, I have a YouTube channel, I went to dance, I did a lot of running, I did a bit of rowing in first term, I tried a lot of things, I took on a lot of stuff. I was in and out my room like a yo-yo, always at different places, whether it be in a lecture, a lab, a supervision. I had a lot of stuff to do, and to be honest with you, I did 4 modules. Some of the stuff I found very tough. It was a lot of understanding, learning, so much stuff to do. I wasn't really expecting to get a first. I was aiming to get a 2-1. I would have been very, very happy with a 2-1. Even a 2-2, I was like, that would have been fine. A 2-2 first year. I worked hard, but I was working hard for a 2-1 because I didn't know what you had to do to get a first. It was like getting a first at Cambridge would just be insane. On the positive side, I am incredibly pleased and I'm very proud of myself. I don't really know how I did it, what I did to get a first, but clearly I did the right things. And on the other hand, I know it's a bit pessimistic, but in second and third year, I can only maintain that or go even higher, which is flipping even harder, or I can just go. First year doesn't even really count that much. I mean, our DOS told us that yes, first year counts and you should really try your best. But to be honest with you, first year doesn't really count. I mean, in some subjects, it's all based on third year. And for NatSci, first year does count a bit, but it's not that important. But anyway, I survived first year NatSci. I got first. I have a YouTube channel, I did loads of stuff. I've made the most of my year. I'm really, really happy. And on with the Q&A, I feel, because the MacBook is sleeping now. Clearly I've talked too much about one thing. Don't spill it. Was I worried about keeping up with YouTube because of having a lot of assignments to do? I didn't realise how intense NatSci was going to be, and I didn't realise how many contact hours we would have. So I was like, keeping up with YouTube won't be that hard, it'll be fine. As soon as I got my timetable and our DOS was like, you need to make sure you plan your time really well because there's a lot of stuff that NatScis have to do and you have to be at a lot of different places at a lot of different times. I started in my first week to get a bit worried about how I was going to fit everything in, but as I settled in and I got doing things, I realised that if I stayed on top of things and stayed organised and really worked on time management and just basically kept on top of everything, it would be fine. And I've done that. I've achieved that. I am incredibly pleased. How many hours a day did I spend on academics? Lectures, supervisions, self-study. Did I study at the weekends? This is on like a very intense day. So I'd be working 9 to 12 in lectures, then I'd have a practical 12, finish at around 5, sometimes a bit shorter, so that was work. Then I would maybe get back, maybe have to do a bit of work then for, I don't know, 1-2 hours. Then I might have a supervision for another hour, and then I might have dance. If it wasn't too late, I would maybe look over some stuff in the evening or try and do a bit more work in the evening, but that just depend on what time I finished everything, like what time I got back from dance, and yeah. And oh, second part of that question, that I just combined 2 questions together because I thought they fit nicely. Did I study at the weekends during term time? Yes, I did study at the weekends because we had Saturday lectures anyway, and yeah, I had to study at the weekends to make sure I got everything done. How hard was the revision? Revision is revision, and the hardest thing with revision is staying motivated and staying on top of everything because you're in control. If you're on study leave at school or during exam time when we don't have any contact hours, it's just you on your own. You're dictating what you're going to do in that day, how you're going to work, how long you're going to work for, etc. The revision itself, I mean, learning everything is hard, but I've done it for GCSEs and A-levels. I know now what I have to do. I just have to learn the stuff. I have to learn my stuff and know it for the exam. It was okay-ish, which is my favourite saying. Every exam I came out of, I would tell my mom it was okay-ish. How did I manage stress levels? It is really easy to get very stressed, especially when you're on your own for quite a lot of the time working and you don't have like your family around you at home. It is very easy to get stressed and you just have to be in control and try and manage that yourself. I manage stress levels just by doing things other than work, and if it was revision, I'd do something else other than sitting and learning, trying to learn a load of information, whether that be going to dance, whether that be making my food, running, or going to the gym, or rolling up muscles is a pretty good stress reliever, phoning home, talking to other people. How long did it take to settle in and adjust to university life? I'd say I was probably fully settled in by the end of first term, and terms are like 8 weeks long. Don't be worried if it takes you a long time to settle in. It took me a very long time, but I can honestly say now I'm really happy being there. I really am enjoying my time there, so yeah, I'm really settled now, so it's fine. We get there in the end. This is kind of similar. Did I find it emotionally distressing being away from family? For me, the hardest times were going back at the start of a term. So whether it be going back for second term or third term, it's really hard for me because I have to leave home and pack all my stuff again, and I know that I'm not really going to be coming back and seeing people for maybe 8 weeks. And also because when I came back from a holiday, I would have mock exams, which just put another downer on it. But during term time, I got pretty used to it in the end, because I would FaceTime home like once or twice a day. So I was speaking to everyone at home every single day, and it was like being there with them, even though you're not. But how did I balance the workload and social activities? This is literally my #1 piece of advice for anyone trying to manage their time and be productive, is make yourself busy. It sounds ridiculous and it sounds counterintuitive, but if the busier you are, the more likely you are to stay organized and be productive and work when you need to, get things done, etc. So I had a blocked out timetable of my week, and it would show me when I needed to work, and then I would fit everything in around that, so whether that be dance and running and YouTube and stuff. And that meant that if I did the stuff that I enjoyed and I was doing that enough to satisfy myself and make myself happy, it meant that when I was working, I would work intensely and I would work to get things done. I would be really motivated to meet deadlines because I knew that that was the only time I had to do that work. Make yourself busy. Are lectures and supervisions enjoyable to attend? If you have a good lecturer, they can be really, really good. Some of them not so. If they just talk and talk and talk, and we have handouts that are just pages and pages and pages of writing, teeny tiny, double-sided, 2 A4 pages, shrunk so that you get 2 pages on 1 A4 sheet, you know what I'm trying to say? Really small writing, double-sided, no, like that's not gonna make me want to learn the information. That's why I skipped that lecture series and decided I wasn't really gonna learn that one. But the good thing with lectures is when you see everyone, it's when everyone's interacting, and yeah, it's when you see most of the people that are doing your course and you see other people from different colleges, and yeah, the lectures were fun. At the start of the year, supervisions were a bit scary, but now if you love your subject, you'll enjoy the supervision. They're supposed to be challenging, they're supposed to help you understand what you're trying to learn, and yeah, they can be really useful, and yeah, I suppose they're pretty fun because you're with someone else as well. So it's, or 2 other people, it depends, so it's good. What was my favourite and least favourite subject? So yes, I haven't actually said what I do, and if you're new to my channel you're gonna be like, what the hell does she even study? Anyways, I do biological natural sciences. If you're new around here, I do bio-nat-ski. So my favourite subject was probably biology of cells, because that's like typical molecular biology, learning about the cells, working on like a nano and micro scale, which I kind of like. Even though it's a bit like Marmite, some people love it, some people honestly hate it. My least favourite subject, that's hard because I did quite like all of them. All of them had their bits I really enjoyed, and they all had bits I was a bit like, I don't like this. At the start of the year, I really didn't like maths because I thought I didn't understand it. Looking at the exam papers was like looking at something in a different language. But to be honest with you, it turns out I got the best grade in maths, somehow. Was Cambridge as hard as people claim it to be? It's hard, don't get me wrong, but people graduate and people get through it, so it is manageable, but I'd say that it is very easy to get very stressed and stuff like that. Maybe depressed at the very extreme end, but it's hard. But I think people sometimes exaggerate, so you know. Did I ever think of quitting throughout the year? Yes, I'm not saying I didn't have those thoughts, because sometimes all you want to do is just go home and not having to do the work you've been set. One of the Bionatskis who started off with us decided to intermit for a year, and I was like, oh my gosh, if it's that easy just to like drop out, why can't I do that? This was literally the day before I had the start of my first ever mocks there, or like exams there that didn't count but they were mocks, and I was literally like, oh my gosh, I can just say that I don't want to be here anymore and I can just leave. But I'm still there, so did I come from a public or state school? I came from a state school and I went to a grammar school. A grammar school is a school where you don't pay to go there, you just have to pass an entrance test. MacBook or Windows, which is better for university? I obviously use MacBook and Macs and Apple products because I don't really know any different. I used to have a Dell computer when I did like A-levels and stuff, and I can definitely say that Apple and Mac has changed, not my life, that's a bit too OTT, but I love Apple products, I love MacBooks, and I just love it. So, but I mean, yeah, both are fine for university. I think some people really like Windows, some people really like Mac. I really like Mac and Apple. If I could go back and change anything, what would it be? Any regrets? You have to think about this one. I should like pause the camera while I think. I mean, there's always second and third year to do things, so I'm thinking like, oh, I should have tried this society and that society, but I've got second and third year to do that, so I will maybe try new things next year. I think I would have been to more BOPs. They're like the parties at your college and they're so much fun, but I've only actually been to one and I went there for like 5-10 minutes. But as I said, I've got second and third year, I'm going to do it definitely next year. What's the one thing I wish I'd known before I started? I think like I said before, I wish I'd known how intense Natsuki was. No, actually, because that then would have really put me off and I would have been like, I really don't want to go, and I probably wouldn't have even set foot out this door to go to university. I don't know. Do I wish I'd known that? Final question. What was the hardest part about being a vlogger, vegan and studying at Cambridge? So I would probably say studying at Cambridge. Being a vlogger, I just really enjoyed that. That wasn't hard for me because I loved doing it. I loved picking up my phone and just filming and talking to people, especially when you're on your own. It just feels like there's someone there with you when I was filming. So I loved that aspect of it. I loved every aspect of it, in fact. And the editing, that was another downtime for me. That was when I could just chill for a bit, do something I really liked doing. Being vegan was not hard at all. No. I mean, I loved cooking for myself. Yes, it took up more time, but again, it was a stress reliever. I went shopping. That was so much fun because you feel so independent. I don't know. There's something about pushing a trolley on your own, putting things in the trolley on your own, not having to ask your parents or ask mom, like, can I put this in the trolley? And just being like, yeah, I want that. That felt really good. Yeah. When you get to do that, guys, you'll feel what I felt. And the study at Cambridge, yes, that was hard. The work, the workload, the intensity, the level that you study at was hard. But I did it. I'm alive. I hope I answered a lot of your questions. I mean, I did go through them and try and look at the ones that were kind of similar-ish so that I could answer as many as possible and cover as much as possible. But as I said, if I didn't answer your question, it might be that I'm doing a video on it, or I will answer it in another Q&A. So yeah, if you stayed to the end of the video, thank you for watching and not leaving once I told you what I got. It's weird knowing what I got so early in my summer holidays, but it's quite nice and annoying because now I can just enjoy the rest of summer. Leave comments down below, leave your video ideas down below because I'm trying to upload 2 videos a week. Let me know in the comments down below if I answered your question. Thank you for sending in so many questions. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new and everything like that. And now I'm going to open my windows because it's so hot in here. Goodbye!